Hello everyone, my name is Jrej, and today I'm doing this quick video to explain you how to transfer gold from one MadLad to another. I had a lot of requests to show you what's this about. So you probably seen this tweet from transferoooor that managed to find a way to use the southbound program to transfer gold from one lad to the other. So you have Omani replying with the southbound repo, and then he's sharing here the repo where the little tool you can use with your private key to transfer the one lad to the other. So what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to show you this specific tool, how you would use it, and then I did a little interface that's like you run it in local. You just press a button and sign transaction through the wallet instead of getting the private key out. That was because I had the MadLads on the ledger and I couldn't get the private key out. So let's go through that. A couple things you need to install before we start is Node. You need to install Node.js on your computer so you can take the LTS version. Then you need to download Git. So you can download, you just Google it, Git on Google, and then download it here. I'm actually on Windows, but you have that for every OS. And then you probably need IDE. So I'm using Visual Studio Code, but this is Sublime Text and stuff. But I recommend this one. So once you've installed all that, you will actually go to the desktop or whatever folder you want and open a terminal there, and then go to the repo. And so that's the repo from Jrej. You go to code and then click this HTTPS and the link, and here you type git clone and then paste the URL of the repo. And that would copy the content of the repo on your computer. So once you've done that, you can close that, and this we would open in Visual Studio Code. So I have a shortcut here, open with VS Code. That's in French, but you can also open Visual Studio Code like this and do file and open folder, and then find the folder in your computer. So that's the repo from Jrej. Let me close that. All right, and this. All right, this is the, so it starts here in the index. So you can see we have so the load key pair. So we would basically load your wallet for that. So you need the private key that you would turn into a binary array, and then you can launch the program through that. We can see that later. Here you have all the public keys of the various programs, so the Solana program, the cardinal staking, of the gold mint, and stuff. And then it starts here, the main function. That's the one. You see, it starts here. So I'll go through the code, and there's a few things we need to fill in. So first, the connection here. So we can paste an RPC URL, put in mainnet here, but you could probably get a custom RPC from Ahelios or QuickNode for it to work better. Then here's the key pair, so we can look at that. So as I said, you need to convert the private key into a binary array. So I have made a tool for that called the private key converter. So you do the same thing. You would clone this repo to your computer. Let me just clear this up. There it is. So opening a terminal and then git clone this repo, the private key converter. And then I would open that in Visual Studio Code. And basically what it does, it just takes, so this dependencies, base 58GS, and then turns it into binary. So that's exactly what you need, and that's all in local. So like you wouldn't share your private key to anyone. And you would do that through the terminal. So first we install the dependencies. That gets very quick because you just have these two. So it uses the arguments of the input. So let's go get the private key. So I have this DevNet wallet, like for testing purposes. So I don't mind sharing the private key here. I wouldn't use it. So that's this one. And then here you would type node index and then space the private key. And that would create the JSON file as an output here. And that's the file you would need to use Jrej's tool for transferring gold. So I'm just going to copy that and then put it in the other folder here. I'm just going to rename that to key.json. All right, so now that we have the key.json, we can type it here, key.json, and I'm actually going to do a path here. I think that will work better. So we have the connection, we have the key. There's a few other things. We need the from an NFT and the to NFT. So that's the source and destination of the gold. So for that, let me go get the address of one of my MadLads. So I'm actually gonna go to my main wallet here. Let's use backpack. And so let's take this one as a from an NFT. You would view in Explorer, and you can already see the address here. That's this address. But let's copy it from here. That's the second one, mint address, just here. So copy that. This we can close, and like use the from NFT as this one. And then I need the to NFT. So let's open that back up and then just take this one as a to NFT, open in the Explorer. And that's the same address here. Let's copy that. All right, and that's the to NFT. That's where we want the gold to go to. All right. So here you have the from user. So that's the wallet address. Let's go get that. So I'm using here the DevNet wallet. Obviously MadLads are not inside that. All right, then we need the amount of gold. So we would go back to the lads. Then open the page, staking page, and you just need to copy the numbers here. So you have 17 silver, 71 bronze, and 94 cents. So just copy these numbers, and you could paste it here. So yeah, doesn't, but you see what I mean. Let's just format this. And so you would just copy them one after the other. So 17 silver, 71 bronze, and 97 cents. So yeah, you can open a new terminal. I press Ctrl+Shift+U, but go to terminal new. We need to install dependencies. So we take the information from the package.json and install the node modules. One thing we didn't do is like check out the code, see what's everything. So it starts at the main function, and then the first thing you would do is claiming the rewards. So there's this instruction here. And then we loading a few PDAs, and then we do this instruction of claiming the rewards. So that's from the staking pool. So that's another function. So if we go back to main, Once we've claimed the reward, there's this once we've claimed there it is, claim the reward, there's this transfer reward. So where it uses the gold to transfer, where it uses the gold amount to transfer. So you see we're loading the PDAs. And then we have this transfer rewards method from the program with all these counts as in the instruction. So I'm not like a specialist. I haven't like studied every how the program works, but I just wanted to make sure that there's no transfer of the LAD from one wallet to the other, like anything suspicious. So I looked through the code. I could see it's all soulbound related, all staking programs. So I understand that this is really related to these specific action, like it's ready to transfer the gold. So that's why I tried it out in the first place. And now you can launch the program like just typing node index. But here you can see it's not working. This is because I'm using this mainnet address, and also because the MadLads are not actually in this DevNet wallet that I used. So, but this whole process is a little difficult. You need to transfer the key and everything. So what I did is like I used the dApp scaffolding from Solana Labs, and I copied this code inside just to have a button to click instead. It still needs to be launched locally, but it's a little easier to do. So let's go have a look at that. So this is the repo, and you just copy the link as you did for the previous one, and you type git clone, then the address. And so that's copying again on your computer. So you would open that with the Visual Studio Code. And so this is the dApp scaffolding provided by Solana Labs, and I just copied the transfer gold file. You can see this pretty much the same thing, and I just added the wallet, the LAD address and everything as environment variables, so it's easier to fill in. And I added a few logs just to see how it's loading. But basically, you can see it's the same thing. You can find all the soulbound program instructions, and like that's the whole defined. But you can have a look at it in the repo if you want, like comparing it. And then in the views, in the home view, there's this gold transfer button component, and there's just this button that you click, and it basically launches the transfer with your wallet. So what we're going to do first here is install the dependencies again. So just typing npm I, and then there's this file called the .nv.example that you need to rename, so to .nv.local. And so here it's 1 gold, but you would change it to the amount you want to transfer. So I think it was 17, 71, 91. Let's go have a look. All right, 17, 71, 97. All right, almost. All right, let's change that to 97. Doesn't change a lot, but and then we needed the NFT address. Let's use these same ones. All right, there it is. I don't need that anymore. And then finally, there's the RPC URL. So again, I put the mainnet here, but you need RPC URL. So Helios has a free one, and then I'm using myself a quick node that I had for a while. So I'm gonna hide that so you don't use all my credits, but go to Helios, get a free RPC to copy here. That's like a URL for mainnet. All right, that's all done. So I've put the RPC URL in the env file. Here, this has finished, so the dependencies are installed. We can now run npm run dev, and that would launch the server. That would launch the server locally in the local host. So we can go open that. While we're waiting, we can just go have a look at how many gold I currently have in my main MadLad, just so we can see how many we should have afterwards. So we have 48 silver right now. So with the 17 added, we should get to 65 silver afterwards. Even with the bronze, I think it would probably be 66. All right, so here we are, so that you can connect either here or here. So let's do that with backpack. So that's the local host, and I'm connecting through the ledger because that's where my MadLads are. And I would recommend opening up the browser console, so you have more information of what's going on. So here we're claiming the rewards, so that's the transaction we are approving. And it did expire after the 1 minute, so let's go to the transfer gold and just bump that up to 5 minutes. So it's here in new connection. Let's do 5 times this. So that's in the transfer goal, in the connection here, confirm transaction initial timeout. So 5 minutes should be fine. So you can see it's hot reload, so it compiled again, and we have the new changes now. So let's claim the reward. It did fail again. So let me try that on different wallets. Let's disconnect that and change to Solflare. I think in my attempts I did use Solflare. So let's connect. And transfer gold again. So it does say it's a potentially malicious transaction because it is on localhost, but it is a trusted transaction. We looked at the code and say it's all good. So we start claiming rewards. So we have a new transaction now. It does say again that it looks bad, but it's locally, and we know the program. So once again, that takes a little bit of time, so you have to be a little patient with that. Like it should be less than a minute, but as we can see with the backpack, it did last a little longer. All right, and it's now transferring rewards. Let's continue that, and I'm confirming on the ledger. and that's now complete. So let's go have a look at our gold, see if it has transferred correctly. So we can first have a look at the from NFT and this one, see what's going on. So we no longer have the silver, but we do have a little bit of bronze that accumulated while we were doing this the process. And then let's have a look at the MadLads. We can see it has now the 66 silver and a couple bronze. So we did successfully transfer the silver from one MadLad to the other. All this because they were all staked and they were all in the same wallet. I know the transaction did look bad in the wallet, but that's because of Soulflower flagging that as malicious because of the local host. But we did successfully transfer the gold. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope that was clear enough. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I know the application does look a little rough. It's just one button. I did that because I had the ledger and I just wanted a quick tool to transfer. I know it's not very user friendly, and obviously it would be much better to have like something where you can select the LAD and like transfer the number of gold. But it's also a trust issue if you have that deployed online, like people maybe be hesitant of using that. Instead of here, you can watch the code, you can actually understand how it works before using it. Hopefully you're forgiving with my poor interface. Anyway, before I go, just a little shout out to myself. You might have seen my previous videos. I did a bunch of videos on Solana last year. So mostly about a few tools and like how to make a collection. And I'm actually focused right now on making some more NFT tools and making a game in Godot. So feel free to subscribe to get some more information about that. Thank you very much for watching and see you guys. Bye.